So, good morning, guys. Welcome to another edition of Not by Sight Insights together with me, Kuya Vic, where I try to share to you my personal reflections about the daily gospel, again, using in his steps. And today's gospel is according to John. So, without further ado, here it is. Now, the gospel for today is according to John chapter 7, verses 40 to 53, wherein it tells us that the mere presence of Jesus brings about disturbance to the people running the churches and law enforcement or law enforcers. And this kind of situation happens because they don't know whether or not it is legal to capture Jesus. It's like they're accusing Jesus of doing something wrong, but they don't have any basis because every question that is thrown to Jesus, he always has an answer, and his answer is more than satisfying. This predicament, in this situation, they really don't know what to do, and because they think that Jesus is not really breaking any laws. So, with his presence or with the presence of Jesus, there is disturbance. Now, the guide question for today asks us: am I currently being disturbed by God, and in what way? It says in the gospel, wherein it tells us that Jesus himself brings disturbance. It's like a contradiction because, as we all know, Jesus is also called the Prince of Peace. Yet the gospel tells us that Jesus brings about disturbance. To answer the question, of course, I am in the middle of a disturbance. I think Jesus is currently knocking at my door. Especially in my previous vlogs, I mentioned that the first quarter of 2017 has been very problematic for me, and because of these problems that I'm not going to specify, and as I also mentioned in my last vlog, that I am a member of a certain charismatic group called Seals for Christ. And in this group, I am fortunate enough to be called to serve in small ways, right? And because of the problems or the struggles that I have in the first quarter, sadly, I am not able to fulfill and do the services that I committed to. It's not that I left things for no reason, but one of the problems that I'm facing right now is the fact that my mother is not feeling well and she needs more attention compared to the previous months because her health, her condition, her health is not getting better. Okay, so her health right now is in question. We really don't know what specific disease she is suffering from. And just today, we were at the hospital, and she was tested. So she had to undergo laboratory exams, and just for one exam, it took us like half a day. And because of that, I I was forced to leave my duties behind. But if you're going to be looking at the world in a bigger picture, I was called to serve, which is a calling for everyone, to every Catholic. Every Catholic is called to serve in any way that we can, to serve Jesus in any way that we can. And I am very fortunate to be able to find a group that would allow me to do that. Because for us Catholics, we see it as our mission as Catholics and as followers of Christ. It is an unmentioned law to us that some point in our lives we need to serve Jesus Christ. It is asked of us, and that we really need to serve Jesus Christ in any way possible. There is no specific period of time, but it is asked and it is expected of us. So if you're watching this and if you're Catholic, I'm here trying to tell you that aside from going to church and aside from doing or praying the prayers that were that you learned when you are growing up, there's an unmentioned law that you need to find and serve Jesus Christ. However, like I said, there's a reason why it is unspoken. And the reason behind that is because Jesus wants you to find out for yourself that unspoken law that you need to serve. Once a question suddenly pops out of your mind, asking yourself, why am I not happy? Why am I feeling empty? If you're in that situation, I'm here to tell you that that's your spiritual body clock telling you that, hey, there's a question, there's an emptiness in myself. That's the signal that you are being called for service, right? I don't know how you would serve. There are different ways in doing so. You can go to your parish, ask if there is any way for you uh, to serve the church. You can either be a choir, you can help clean the church, you can donate stuff, you can feed the hungry. There are lots of different ways, but the bottom line is, I'm telling you, there's an unspoken law for the Catholic laity. Once you ask that question, and once you find the answer to your question, like me, I found my answer, or I found the answer to my question through the help of Singles for Christ, and for the past 6 years, I have devoted most, if not all, of my time, talent, and treasures in serving the Lord, and I have been rewarded in more ways than one, not in terms of finances, but it's also included there. But I was able to find genuine brothers and sisters, like genuine brothers and sisters, like they treat my mother as if my mother is their mother as well. Because of that, not being able to serve in the avenue, or the field, the battlefield that I personally know is somewhat a disturbance for me. A disturbance in the sense that it's not something I am used to. I am used to. So, but the good thing is, Jesus gave me more time for my mother. I was able to share the things that I know to others, to those who would replace me, who would be there in place of my absence. So that's the Lord works. And He would give you answers simply out of the box. Answers that you will not expect. Alright? So perhaps you are also being disturbed right now. Perhaps you're in your journey to knowing Jesus Christ, and you might think that the road to Jesus Christ is smooth sailing. That's not true. You would know that you're on the right track when you are hurt, when you feel pain, when you're suffering. But at the end of it, and in spite of it, you're still moving forward. That only means that you're on the right track. Well, the thing is, even though today is a bad day for you, at the end of this day, I tell you, life is still beautiful. So you should get up and keep it up. Have a great day.